best things of working with Briana is the amount of dedication that she gives you when working with you. I felt like Briana was able to answer all of my questions. If I would send her a text message, she would reply right away. I also happen to be a mother of 3 and I work full time, and so Briana was able to work around my schedule, and that to me was immeasurable and something that I sincerely appreciate. I hope you're going to choose working with her. I have had nothing but the best things to say about her, and I will stand behind everything that she does 100%. In working with Briana, I've noticed that she has tried to help me get a little bit more creative than I would like to be otherwise. And she always came up with great ideas, not to only make my product better, but also things that will help me in the future in terms of marketing and selling the product. I also feel like working with her, she's not only looking at fulfilling what my needs are, but she's also looking at bringing in her expertise from the industry to help me make something that will sell and that will become something great. And so I really recommend working with Briana. I felt like every single time I worked with her, she made me feel like she was working for me 100%. Her attention to detail is great, and also her response rate to everything is within minutes. And so that really helped me because I felt like I was getting pushed to do things a little bit more quickly than I would have done otherwise. I have started to work with Briana in making a carrier. It is a backpack and a combination of carrier all in one. I started doing this just as an idea. I have no professional background creating or designing, and so I wanted to hire somebody who has the expertise and the connections in the industry. One of the best things of working with Briana is that she was able to guide me and give me options and help me in areas that I would have struggled otherwise if I would have done this all on my own. There have been plenty of times where Briana has pushed me to my limit. Briana helps me explore my ideas in a more creative way. One of the examples is that I really don't like to use a lot of colors in creating this backpack, and so Briana helped me see this other side of it, that there is a market for being a little bit more creative. And so I feel like her knowledge in the industry also helped me.
She helped me to not only design my line, she helped me to get tech packs, to find manufacturers, to find fabrics. I mean, she pretty much held my hand the whole way. And being somebody who doesn't have a fashion background, that's super important. Because I was really afraid of making mistakes, because in the dress world, making mistakes, especially around manufacturing, can be extremely costly. And since I had such a limited budget, I need to make as few mistakes as possible. And the best way to do that is for somebody who knows what they're doing to help you out. So I definitely recommend Briana's services. I would not be as far along as now, which I'm really ready to pull the trigger on manufacturing at this point. And my website just launched last week as well. But yeah, I would definitely not be here without Briana. So I can certainly recommend her services. And if you're thinking about doing it, because it is worth every penny to not make the mistakes that you will make as a new business person. So yeah, if you have any questions, hit her up. She is super friendly and will answer anything you have to say. Totally recommend. I am the founder of Modern MOT. This is a company that specializes in designing and creating dresses for mothers of the bride and groom. And I don't have a fashion background at all, so I knew that in order to successfully launch my line, I was going to need somebody who was in the business.
Also, within this industry, you don't really know if things are real or not. You don't know if you're being quoted certain prices or, a lot of development and consulting. It is expensive, but you're like, wow, is this really how expensive it is? How do you compare it? And Briana, from what I found, is really fair pricing. And you just get so much more from that pricing, I think, than working with others, because you're getting the communication, you're getting her support, you're getting her help, you're getting her guidance. which makes the process a learning experience and able, and she's so much fun that it really makes the process what it's supposed to be, which is fun because you're pursuing, a goal, a passion, and a dream. What I also really liked about Briana is that she likes moving forward, I think, and results, which is something that I also like too. And so with each thing, with each conversation, with each of the activities or the things that she was telling me to do to move forward, we accomplished something. And so much so that after 2 phone calls with her, I was in such a better place and knew what I needed to do the next 6 months. She helped me take a look at my goals and my plans, really encouraging me to make business plans, to set up a calendar, to, if I wanted to be at this place in 2 years, what did she think that I needed to start doing now to be able to get there, and what she thought that I should do as a new designer. I mean, just so much information that could help me in this next phase of selling the product and moving the product and growing as a company. My first few conversations with Briana as we were trying to figure out, what we were going to do and how we were going to work together, she seemed game for anything. I don't think I necessarily fit into any of the categories of things that she provided, but she was willing to work with me and what I really needed, and that was really special to me, that she would take the time out to figure out what exactly I needed as a designer, what exactly Luella needed, and how she could help me. And she was so outgoing and friendly and willing to hop on the phone and have a conversation. And from my experience in the fashion industry, I've worked with a lot of people in trying to get the product made, and I just felt the majority of the time I was dealing with either a point person at the company who was saying, okay, well, this is our package, this is our price, and didn't really communicate with me further on the timing or what I could expect or if I had questions, and so to work with someone who acted so freely and being able to discuss with me or give me her time was new. And so from there, from our first conversation, I just wanted to ask her all the questions that I had. And from, my first 3 questions, she was able to give me more than I could ever have hoped for, because not only did she answer my questions, but she also gave me background on my questions, or gave me advice for my questions, or gave me an assignment to do to help me answer my own question. Hi everybody, my name is Jennifer and I founded Luella. We're a new bra company that launched in 2017, and we combine bras and sports bras. I started working with Briana in June 2018, and just to give you a little bit of a background, I had been through product development for about 3 years and trying to get the product made, and finally went through that and perfected the product and came and went through production. So I did 3 small production runs and was at a place to where I had the product and now really needed to sell it. And after going through product development and production, I mean, that was just such a big thing to do that now I needed to sell the product, which is why I had started in the first place. But I needed to get over this mental hump that I was having, because as somebody who had never worked in fashion or the industry before, I'm more of an inventor. So I invented the product, but I didn't really have a mentor or know anybody who had started a line or who had gone through the process who I could ask my questions to. And so I really needed somebody who could give me the confidence and being like, yeah, this is what I think about your company, this is what I think about your product. And Briana was really able to do that for me, because as working with new designers, established brands, and startups, I felt comfortable with asking her to consult with me just so I could ask her a bunch of questions that I had. She's willing to tell me her honest opinion, and she knows that as the designer you're gonna do whatever you want at the end of the day, but she's not, even a couple of times I was taken aback because I may have gotten a little offended, but it was important to hear because that would help me with moving forward. and some of the areas that I needed to move forward in. So she had given me some exercises for me to do, which really helped me spark my creativity again, because after going through development and production, you're kind of like focused, and she gave me some fun activities to do as a designer, which, okay, well, moving forward with other things and moving forward with Luella, how do you want this one design to carry out? And that was a super fun creative exercise for me. And brought me back to the center of what the company was all about and what would influence the products going forward. What I also really liked about Briana is that right after any of the phone calls, she automatically would schedule the next one, and she would write down notes for our conversation. So she was always on the ball and always had a schedule, and so I always knew what was expected of me. She knew what was expected of me and would hold me to it, and that's how I think her and I were able to accomplish so much in such little time.
Briana and I are from different generations, and when I started working with Briana 3 months ago, I honestly didn't know what a Google Drive was, and I'm serious. And she is so patient, and I have never asked her a question and had her make me feel that I should know that, or felt uncomfortable asking her any questions. She's super knowledgeable, and she's a really good teacher, so she is really approachable, and I have always felt very comfortable with her. And in fact, when I met her about 6 weeks after working with her, I felt like I had known her forever. Briana suggested that I go to the leather show in New York, and she met me there. And while we were there, we met a woman who is involved with Fashion Week in Milan, and after 2 days at the leather show, we got invited to Fashion Week. So that's the wildest thing that's happened so far, but we leave for Fashion Week in exactly 7 days, so I'm sure I would answer that question differently about 2 weeks from now. Honestly, it never occurred to me that I wouldn't be working with Briana, so she is stuck with me, and I will be working with her as long as I am in this business. I had hired a business coach